Did the Chiefs hit their breaking point? We come away with a win against the Las
What
Vegas
you
Raiders in Arrowhead West and a big win, a 14-point win, 31-17. We were down 14 nothing in the first quarter.
That's all
Where
we
we
needed.
offense
That's all
I
we
don't
needed,
offense
man.
was
I don't remember that. I have such a hard time remembering that.
I didn't have a hard time remembering Guy Moore absolutely break former Chief Marcus Peters' ankles so bad enough that the Raiders were like, you know what? You're done. We got you.
You're not.
Guy Moore of all
You're done.
people.
It was a pretty
I
nasty
I
game.
gotta admit, Sky Moore showed me flat like the flashes of what he had last year. I was like, dude, Sky Moore looks great with the ball in his hands. Okay, get the ball to this guy more in space. Do what you got to do. I would honestly like to see more screen passes thrown his way. If we can get
That's
like
the only
tunnel
thing he can
screens
do.
or something.
Let's be honest. That's the only thing he can do. It's what
Nah, I
it's a
mean
screen pass. It's a flat.
his route
That's it.
running it begs for improvement. I get it, but he looks good with the ball in his hands. Like get
So
him in
does
some
Kadarius
space.
Stoney.
Get him in some space.
Kadarius just can't stay healthy though.
Yeah, he scares me every time he runs the ball, man. Like this dude's about to be out for 8 weeks. Oh,
Might be.
tweaked a toe.
What were
Hurt
you
my finger.
guys'
Ah, shit.
thoughts initially? Down 14 nothing.
Thoughts? Uh, that's the wake up call that we needed, guys. It's just, it is what it is. Uh, I think we are missing Nick Bolton a little bit more than we thought we might.
Drew Tranquil
Um,
had the best grade out of any defensive player in the entire league this past week.
Career high for himself as well.
okay, all right. Is he a leader like Nick Bolton though?
He's coming into his own.
He's got the green dot. I don't know. You tell me.
he does have the green dot?
Yeah.
Ah, damn. I didn't know. I thought it was Willie. Okay, all right. It can't be that funny. Fuck.
Guy loves the Chiefs. Doesn't pay attention.
I'm a busy boy.
Oh, I won't disagree. I think
Oh,
we are missing the run stopping abilities potentially from Nick Bolton, but I think he's definitely making it hard on himself in what he could be getting in contract at the end of this season due to Drew Tranquil absolutely bossing it in his absence.
On what, a $4 million contract? $3 million
Yeah,
contract?
it's not a lot. It's not a lot. 1 year prove it deal. And he really didn't need to prove it because he proved it in LA.
are we kind of calling out that there might be a contract decision to be made between Nick Bolton and Drew Tranquil when season come end?
Um, this is year 3 for Nick Bolton, right?
Yep.
So we could kick the can down the road a year. We'd have franchise tag available. The money guaranteed in a franchise tag year for a linebacker isn't all that much. We could definitely eat that. Um, I would not be surprised, given the new information with Drew Tranquil being who he is. I would not be surprised if the Kansas City Chiefs decided to kick the can down the road on Nick Bolton.
It sucked for him.
It would
Best
definitely
ability
suck,
is
but
availability.
I All right, you say that one more time on this show and I will fine you.
For speaking the truth.
Maybe come up with a different way to say it because it's starting to annoy me coming out of your mouth. Because I don't necessarily have a good rebuttal for it. So
Maybe you should find yourself.
no. Many socks.
Unbeknownst to all of us, Kansas City Chiefs were stashing away a few trick plays in their sleeve. And Patrick Mahomes looked like the Patrick Mahomes of old. And I won't lie, when we went down 14-0, I thought, oh boy, this one's over.
Season's over.
We're I was like, this one's over. There's mathematically a chance that we
We're
weren't
done.
going to make the playoffs. There's still like that's still there. The Broncos are only 2 games behind us. If somehow something were to happen, the Broncos tie us, we can go down to the 7th seed and tied for 7th seed and potentially be out. That's neither here nor there. We won't have to worry about that for the foreseeable future. I'm not
Dude,
totally on the train that the Chiefs are like I talked about it pre-show, right? I'm not off the train of the Chiefs making the Super Bowl. I'm still not totally on it because I'm not convinced that the way we played in this game against the Raiders can be consistent.
I mean, it wasn't even consistent in this game, so
I think we just need to we need to make sure we finish out the rest of the division. We just need to beat the Raiders again and the Chargers, and we won't really need to worry about the Broncos. I promise you. But that aside, uh, the only thing that really went wrong was the defense on those first couple of drives. Like the rest of the game, the defense looked like how they were supposed to, like how we talked them up coming into this game.
Still no turnovers. We're still negative in the turnover battle for the year. I think we're still sitting at -5. Defense got it together. The offense got it together. What was most surprising here is we're now seeing players be removed from Patrick Mahomes' inner circle and being brought into his inner circle. MVS has been completely removed from Patrick Mahomes' inner circle.
What do you mean by that? Like he doesn't get to interact with Pat Mahomes at all?
I'm talking about in the game, dude. He got one target. He caught the one target. It was for -1 yards, but that still didn't come until late in the fourth quarter. Now, he usually
This
doesn't
is what
get
you want, though, right?
no, that's 100% what I want. This is what I want.
You sound mad.
I'm ecstatic about this. This is awesome. But he's been removed from the inner circle and he is no longer having the most amount of reps. So the coaches are also starting to wean out MVS from this offense, which is good. And the best thing that came from this game is Rashee Rice is now the bona fide number one. What we've all been saying, right? But he now had the most snaps, which means at least in this game, can stay consistent? I don't know. The coaches haven't seemed to stay consistent on a lot of things this season, but he did get the most amount of snaps, and that was rewarded with the most amount of targets and receptions, breaking the century mark for the first time in his career.
he high pointed a ball on the outside too, which gave him the ball in space somewhere, anywhere. I don't care where it is. Just throw him the ball.
That was one of the things you go back and you look at his college film at SMU, and he's a pretty good contested catch receiver. And so let's stop running these short routes. And he's a deep ball receiver. Like let's let him run some routes. Let's stop all these short to somewhat mid-range routes. Let's let the guy have the full branch. Let him take it out. Let's let him hit some dudes with some sticks.
As much as we wanted Rashee Rice to get to this point sooner than week 12, I do want to point out that I think our coaches might know what they're doing just a little bit. Throwing a rookie into the fire sometimes doesn't always work out. And I think Rashee Rice has developed at a comfortable pace. We waited quite a long time, more than you guys, us, everybody, Chiefs fans would really have liked. But we only have 3 losses at this point in the season, and if that connection looks as good as it does versus the Raiders versus the rest of the schedule, we can win out. We have a solid fucking defense, and Pat Mahomes is a wizard. If Rashee Rice really does turn out to be that guy, we cool, bro.
Are you two confident that what we saw against the Raiders stays consistent?
I'm not. And
I'm talking
I'm not.
Rashee getting a majority of the
Because I
snaps, or
don't
at
think
least
the
being
Raiders
out on the
defense
field.
is that good. The best part of the Raiders defense is Max Crosby. We're not talking about their cornerbacks and their safeties and shit.
Who is it? Max
Rashee
Crosby
Rice
was
is
completely injured. You guys saw that, right? Like
Rashee
he was
Rice
in the
is going to face
hospital
better cornerbacks, is what I'm saying.
before the game.
Still played though.
Did still play, but went to the hospital right before the game.
Didn't impact the game.
One sec. No, not enough. No, you're not wrong, Tybo. That defense is hot garbage. Pacheco finally getting what everybody's been asking for, all the touches.
We keep that go. I mean, this is the formula for success, guys. It's we played a near perfect game, but we kind of had to.
We're gonna have to moving forward. They're still gonna have to be perfect games. Everybody's still gonna be giving us their best. But Patrick Mahomes looked like the Patrick Mahomes of old. He was out there wheeling and dealing, dropping the ball in tight spaces.
It's
And
never
the bucket,
been
man.
gone. It's not the Patrick Mahomes of old. It's never been gone. Trust me.
I'm not
He's still
saying it
him.
was ever
He's
gone.
still
Like
him.
he's always
that's
had
what
that
you're
in his
alluding
pocket.
to. You calling him the old Pat Mahomes right now? Like
He's had that in his pocket.
He's
He
our
just hadn't
age, my
shown it
guy.
this year.
Are we old?
I'm bald.
Right.
Sean is balding.
Hey,
That's true.
it is true.
You take that.
Obviously, Rashee Rice, player of the game. Is there anybody else that you guys wanted to call out from this game, or any other plays that you saw that particularly sparked some interest as we go into the later half of this season? For me, I had already called it out, the trick play that reverse the pitch reverse flea flicker.
But you know that we
was
already have a trick play ready for the Raiders every year, so
every year. Got to give them a little something. I like how it created the spark. I don't like how we had to get that play going to create the spark and get our first score on the board in that drive. I don't like that it had to be that way, but I'll take whatever we can get at this point.
Play prior to that kind of created the spark before that. The pass to Travis whenever he dropped it literally over the linebacker's head.
Yep.
That was the start of it all. I mean, definitely the trick play helped him out a little bit. You always want to run a trick play, but to cap that off, Justin Watson getting in that dude's face, I was like, oh, come on, Justin, you're not that type of dude.
Oh, Bob Spillane. That's not a guy that you want to get in the face of, although credit to him, he showed some backbone, showed some cojones, got in old Bobby's face.
For his one catch on the day.
For his one catch on the day. But hey, we talked about it in the group chat. I don't know if the NFL is going to do anything about this, but that essentially what happened on that touchdown prior to Justin Watson catching that ball, that's illegal contact to me. That you can't just go and absolutely truck someone. They're going to call that an offensive pass interference if it's a rub route. If you're setting a pick, that's the same exact thing. It's just on the defensive side. You can't just flat out kill somebody inside of 5 yards. I don't mind the jamming. I don't mind the hand fighting, the pushing and shoving. You cannot flatline somebody.
Well, there are rules on offense on blocking down the field before the ball is thrown.
Exactly.
Like but there's not those rules on defense. There's the 5-yard grace window where you can do whatever the fuck you want. Absolutely, you can hit that. You can take that receiver out within the 5 yards.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I think there needs to be some sort of rule in that portion where it's got to be equal on both sides. I mean, that there's a lot of things that can be said because it does need to be equal on both sides because there's a lot of inequalities for the defense.
What?
But you can't just go out there and just decapitate somebody inside the 5 yards
Once they
because it's
catch the
a
ball, it's fair game. You can block, do whatever, but like there are rules against pass blocking down the field before the ball is thrown. Whether it not be if it's while the ball is in the air, it's offensive pass interference, but like it's a different penalty if the ball hasn't been thrown. That you can't block when you're passing past the line of scrimmage.
yes. What are you getting at here?
I'm saying there's rules built in again. Okay, whatever.
No,
It's the way football is played. Like you're like on defense, you have a 5-yard grace window just to
yes.
you can make whatever kind of contact you want. You can blow somebody up. That's the rule. That's football. Why are we trying to change the rules? He got up and scored a touchdown. What are you mad about?
I just don't like that. I don't feel that's fair. But
I think
it is
it's
what
funny.
it is.
I think it's hilarious. I think
I'm glad he got in his face afterwards. I don't think they should have thrown a flag on that either. I don't think they should have thrown a flag on that.
I don't either, but
that's weak. Travis said worse things to the ref during that one play than what Justin Watson said to Bob Spillane.
I mean, I think a little bit is like a certain part of Chiefs Kingdom kind of like loved watching Justin Watson get laid out. So
I think there were quite a few people that were pretty happy that Justin Watson got laid out.
Even happier that we scored a touchdown in the same
sequence. I think people were more happy that he got laid out than him scoring a touchdown. Well, boys, we've got a pretty what seems to be easy schedule coming up.
I did want to mention I'm kind of on L'Jarius Sneed watch right now. He didn't always follow Devontae Adams, but he was mainly assigned to Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams came away with like 7 catches for 70 yards or something like that. So 7 catches. No, 5 catches for 73 yards. So
all in the first half.
That is true.
Oh.
So he got shut down in the second half.
See, I was just looking at the box score, so I didn't realize that part.
This guy.
Listen, once we got up a little bit, I was cleaning. I wasn't that focused on the game, guys.
Disappointed.
There's been a lot going on around the house. Okay.
We don't have a lot going on with the rest of the schedule. We do not currently face another team that has a winning record at the moment. The closest team to a winning record is the Bills, who are currently sitting at 6-6, 500. We see them not this upcoming week, but the week after.
We play both the Bills and the Bengals still, though, right?
We do. Bengals are the second to the last game, but Joe Burrow is also done for the season.
Joey B.
We got the Packers coming up Sunday Night Football. Not a great one. Thought that would be flexed out, but nobody wants to get rid of the Chiefs airtime because Taylor Swift might be there even though she's on tour.
She's not going to be there.
She's not going to be there, guys. Not going to be there. Make sure you stick around.
Thing you got was her parents, okay?
Towards the end of the week, when we cover the Sunday Night Football game, as the Kansas City Chiefs head into Green Bay and take on Jordan Love and the Packers. Till next time, go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs!